Everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, or She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a 2-page layout using the Discover and Create collection from Vicki Boutin. I am going to be documenting my oldest trying to learn to rollerblade. That was quite the adventure. We padded him up as much as we could, and my husband tried to help him, but not much coordination there when we tried. So needless to say, I got a couple of good photos, and that was all we really got out of the experience. So I am going to be using just a couple of strips of paper. I'm going to use this blue, kind of going off the photo colors. So you can see my son has a blue shirt on, so I'm going to add that to the top and the bottom. And then I cut smaller strips of that green paper, which kind of brings out the green trees in the photos. And I am going to kind of line that up on the top of the bottom of the photos here. So just a very simple design with the photo placements. I'm just going to have them go across the page. I am, though, fussy cutting one of the circles from one of the papers. And then I roughed up the edges of that as well, because I am not the greatest when I cut freehand. A lot of times when I do, I will end up roughing up the edges. And so that is what I ended up doing with this. I did run into a bit of an issue here. I had already taped down the 2 green strips. However, I wanted the circle to go under my photo. And so I kind of had to rip up everything and kind of rearrange this side of the layout, I guess. So I kind of, I don't know, I placed the circle down, but then when I go back to add the green, I realize I didn't tuck it under the photo enough. There would have been white showing with the thickness of my green paper, if that makes sense. So I just had to scoot the circle under just a little bit more, which then left a little bit of a problem, I guess, to the left of the circle. I wanted that green paper to look like it went all the way through, and luckily I had a larger chunk of the green paper, so I cut that to the height. You could see that I kind of measured top to bottom on the right hand side, or the second page, to see how tall I needed this green paper. And then I just went ahead and lined it up. So thankfully I had a larger piece of the green. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done exactly. But even now doing that, I still kind of struggled with the placement of the green strips and the photo placement on the first page. What I ended up doing was just taking the photo off, and I decided that I would matte and actually double matte the photo. And so it does cover up some of the green strip here, but it was the best solution that I could come up with. I guess I could have placed it just like that, but I did decide, you know what, it won't hurt to double matte this photo. So I did white, and then I actually bring in that blue. Again, I had another larger section of that blue paper, so I actually will double matte that with the blue. It doesn't leave a lot of the green showing on the top and the bottom, enough though that you can kind of see that at least it gives the illusion that that green paper goes all the way through or behind the photos, I guess. So once I did this, I had gone ahead before I started the layout and actually cut out a rollerblade on my Cricut. It had lots of different pieces. So what I ended up doing was I took off the kind of template, I'll call it, and laid that kind of where I thought I would want it on my paper, so that I could kind of just use that to then fill in the spaces with all of the little bitty pieces of paper. It just really simplified simplified it for me and got everything kind of in alignment. So I don't know, just a little trick I came up with and just worked out really nice for cut files, I guess, or yeah, cut aparts that have several pieces. So with this layout, I did struggle embellishing and spent a lot of time, I felt like, trying to come up with the perfect embellishments. I had gone through the embellishments before I started, I believe, and picked out some that would work on this layout. So the camera, of course, the just go for it, happy times, and then a journaling bit down at the bottom. I like the placement of the start of the embellishment clusters. However, I really struggled with what else to add. I have so much of this collection, and it's kind of more so, I would say, kind of geared towards fall. So kind of coming back to rollerblading was just a struggle for me. Luckily, some of the sayings, like the just go for it, was just perfect. So I did end up using that. Sometimes when I talk, I just think things come out wrong. But that made sense. And so I popped that up on some foam tape to give that some dimension. And then I'm going to commit to the journaling spot on the bottom. Just again, I just felt like everything needed more. I do end up going into the puffy shapes and grabbing some of the stars, and then I just added some stars, a cluster of 3 to the top of that circle. You can kind of see there was a little bit of mixed media smushing almost on that circle, and the way that I placed the circle, I really tried to make sure that that showed, just to give another element there as well. But once I kind of filled in that top space with the stars, I felt like that looked okay. And then I just brought in a puffy star or puffy stars on the other side of the layout as well in those clusters. Still, that bottom piece was bothering me, so I did go back into the sticker book and found this, I think it's supposed to be journaling. I guess maybe I'll call it a tab flag. I don't know what you want to call it, but I did cut it in half and then add it to each of the sides. So it does look like that goes all the way through. Again, just add some color down there, at least a little bit. And then going through the sticker book, I believe there was a phrase sticker that I liked, and or maybe it's in the puffy title stickers here. Yeah, the title stickers. I think it says do your best, and so I liked that and added that to I guess what you would call the title, the happy times. And again, just adding some of the stars all through each of the clusters there. Again, I don't know, I just struggled with this one. I don't think it truly needs much more. I think I just wish I would have had maybe more rollerblade specific embellishments. I really do like to embellish kind of with the same theme as what I'm scrapbooking. And so when I do steer off of that, that is when I tend to struggle the most, I think. So definitely something to work on. I think we can always, even if it's just a hobby like this, always expand our horizons, better ourselves, whether, creativity and whatnot. And so that is one thing that I know I struggle with. So sometimes I do think I tend to try to kind of step out and do a layout like this using a non-specific collection. So bear with me when I do, because it's not what I think always my best, but just trying to step out of my comfort zone, I guess. But yeah, just finishing by adding lots of the little stars. Luckily, they were in the sticker book, and there's puffy stars and all of that. But I hope you guys maybe learned something. The Cricut, that little trick there, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I will link Discover and Create down below, because I do believe it is a beautiful collection. But again, I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.